Good evening. This time last week, it was a perfect summer Sunday evening at Bondi Beach when the unthinkable occurred. Terror was unleashed in an attack that would change Australia forever. Today, on a National Day of Reflection and a night of unity, the country is standing with the Jewish community and remembering the 15 innocent lives taken. There were songs and solidarity on the final day of Hanukkah, a time synonymous with light and resilience.
In a place that saw so much darkness during the Festival of Light, it's light that shone last night at Bondi's Flower Memorial. A community once again coming together, sharing their pain and paying tribute to a young victim.
We'll sing Matilda, we'll sing Matilda, you come, we'll sing Matilda with me.
Today, flags at half-mast on a day of remembrance and to mark the end of a tragic week. On Bondi Beach, a moment of contemplation in the early morning light. After a week of raw emotion, the unending questions remain of how something so brutal could have happened here. Nippers in the water, runners on the promenade. It might seem that life has returned to normal here, but the vast carpet of floral tributes tells a different story.
I'm so sad.
At an event organised by the National Council of Jewish Women, thousands gathered, many dressed in white, grief still clear and present.
For more than a century, we have brought women together across backgrounds, across beliefs, to care for community, to stand for dignity and to respond in moments of need. And today is one of those very hard moments.
Music to help ease some of the pain. A moment's silence to remember and recall the names of the 15 people killed here in what should have been a time of joy, among them the youngest.
I didn't know Matilda personally, but like everyone, I feel as though I do. She's every 10-year-old Australian girl.
She was also affectionately known as Bee.
In Jewish tradition, the bee represents courage, wisdom, and the strength of women.
The Governor-General has received hundreds of condolence messages from heads of state. Her mission now, she says, is to lead a national movement of kindness.
I'm speaking to you not just as your Governor-General, but also as a mother, as a friend, as a woman. We're here in white, in the spirit of light. We must take that forward.
This event wasn't just for the Jewish community, but for an entire Australian community shocked and saddened by terror, and with it a call to action.
We need the silent Australians to turn up and be vocal and say never again.
Also here, members of the Galloping Greens, the Randwick Rugby Club, honouring one of their own, Peter Maher, killed last Sunday.
He was a huge part of our club, and we don't want to talk much today. We've just come here to pay respects to all the victims and to lay down a couple of special memories for us.
And across the skies of Bondi, a banner. Its message simple but clear. The traditional Jewish mourning period called Shiva lasts 7 days. During that time, the family of the deceased are comforted by other family members, neighbours, friends and their community. And that's what's happened here. The next stage, to move on. But despite Bondi's kind of collective Shiva, that might be more difficult now. The wounds of this grief too deep. One by one, single flowers laid to symbolise how precious every single life is.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from me. In this dark cold hotel room, in the airlessness that you feel.
Eddie Meyer, 9 News.
Reporter Helene Lambetsos joins us now from Bondi, where, Helene, security's been ramped up ahead of tonight's vigil.
Yeah, Georgie, thousands of people are still streaming through here, and each one of them is being individually checked and all bags are being searched. There's a very heavy presence of both private security and New South Wales Police. There's officers in tactical gear all around. There's snipers on the roofs surrounding the park here just outside Bondi Pavilion, leaving nothing to chance. It shows just how much fear and anxiety is still within this community, and while tonight's event will be a sombre one, it's also meant to be one of hope and unity. At 6:47, there'll be a minute's silence marking exactly 1 week since that horrific terrorist attack began here. We're expected to hear from the families of those who lost their lives, survivors from that night, as well as representatives from Jewish community groups and from governments. Then there will be the lighting of the menorah to mark the final night of Hanukkah and quite literally bring light back here at Bondi as the sun sets. For anyone not able to be here, they are still being invited to take part at home to mark that same minute silence at 6:47 and light a candle, quite literally bringing the whole of Sydney and the whole country together, Georgie.
And we will cross back to that vigil at 6:47. Helene Lambetsos, thank you. People have also come together in other cities around the country to pay tribute, and right now a crowd is gathering in Melbourne and Brisbane to watch a live stream of the Bondi Vigil, while in Perth, people dressed in white, including West Australian Senator Michaelia Cash, have come together at the Jewish War Memorial. Tonight, we can show you the last known photo of Reuven Morrison. The 62-year-old will be remembered for courageously running into the line of fire to throw a brick at one of the gunmen as the massacre was unfolding. This photo is believed to have been taken in the minutes before the terror attack began. The Prime Minister is about to return to Bondi tonight for the first time since Monday to join a grieving community on this National Day of Reflection. Earlier today, he committed to a review into Commonwealth intelligence and policing agencies.
Flags at half-mast in the capital, marking a tragedy exactly 1 week ago.
Thanks for coming.
Anthony Albanese announcing a review into federal law enforcement and intelligence agencies. The Prime Minister's own department will look into whether agencies like ASIO and the Australian Federal Police have adequate powers in light of the terror attack, as well as examining if there are effective processes and information sharing between agencies. Former Spy Chief Dennis Richardson will lead the review and hand it to the government by April next year. 9 News spoke to him earlier this week.
Hate speech just didn't pop out of the woodwork over the last couple of weeks. It's been around for the last couple of years.
But questions are already flowing over whether this review goes far enough.
I think, unfortunately, the way this review has been set up, it looks like careful political management.
Former Treasurer Josh Frydenberg in a statement labelling it wholly inadequate.
We don't need another internal review. We need a full Commonwealth Royal Commission.
There's no reason why we shouldn't have a federal Royal Commission.
What would he be afraid of? What would stop him, David? What would be stopping the commitment?
Well, I fear the truth.
Yes.
I fear the truth.
The fact that we need to engage in an argument with the federal government about a Royal Commission, it's insulting, frankly.
But all sides united in their support for Bondi hero Ahmed Al-Ahmed.
This third operation.
Opposition leader Susan Lee visiting him today and arriving at Bondi this evening. Tonight, the Prime Minister is in Sydney at the Bondi Memorial, and tomorrow we'll meet with his federal cabinet to thrash out the details of reforms to gun control and hate speech laws. Amanda Kopp, 9 News.
The Premier, Prime Minister and police didn't want it to go ahead, but today a group of protesters, led by Barnaby Joyce, met in Surrey Hills. The organisers claiming to be Australia First, spreading their message for almost 2 hours in front of police.
They were urged not to come.
Sack the government! Sack the government!
But roughly 300 did. Prince Alfred Park at Surrey Hills and Australian flags were waving proudly. And it was a hero's welcome for Barnaby Joyce. Starting by sparring with media.
Mr Joyce, police say they didn't want this rally to take place
Not a rally.
today.
You're calling it a rally.
Then insisting this wasn't a rally.
I call it a meeting. I don't call it a rally.
I've been to multiple of these rallies.
None of us, on this side at least, have ever been violent.
Call it whatever you want. Parts were politically motivated.
Elmo has to go! Elmo has to go!
While the victims of the Bondi attacks were remembered.
I'm going to read the names of the victims of last Sunday. After I read those, I'm going to ask you to pray with me.
Before the man they'd been waiting for took the stage.
To make sure action happens and to make sure the people who want to do us harm, who have murdered people before, make sure they are found, dug up, put into jail or sent back to wherever the hell they came from.
All done under the eyes of police. Only in the last few hours, New South Wales Police released a statement and it was clear no protest had been authorised and that anyone arriving would risk being charged. After a tense week, authorities weren't taking any chances, coming in numbers, but they weren't needed. Fears of a march and potential counter-protests by other groups didn't eventuate.
I just want to go fishing and not be scared in my own country.
And that's something we can all agree on. Alex Einke, 9 News.
A cyclist is tonight in a critical condition after a hit and run at Mossman. The collision happened just after 5 this morning on Spit Road before the driver fled the scene. Anyone who saw the crash or has any information is being urged to contact Crime Stoppers. A car's been destroyed by fire at Seven Hills overnight. It was one of 3 vehicles found alight on Station Road just after midnight. A 49-year-old man was taken to hospital. A North Parramatta family will have to rebuild their home after a car crashed into it last night. They say this isn't the first time it's happened, and tonight they're demanding action to make their roads safer.
Racing down Pennant Street at North Parramatta, this black Honda veers onto the wrong side of the road, and this is where it lands.
It obviously was like a massive bang, like it was heard in houses down the street.
Flying through the front of the Tannis family's home just before 7 yesterday evening, flattening living room furniture before the marble bench in the kitchen stops it in its tracks.
My daughter rang me up in a frantic, say, Dad, crying that there's cars in the house and someone's in the house. I thought in a panic, someone's broken into a house.
The daughter was upstairs when it happened and luckily escaped injury. Milo and wife Sally also narrowly missing it. They were sitting in the living room just minutes before the crash.
And I said, the main thing is we're all right, you know?
Inside the hatchback, a female driver and a little girl.
I ran straight to the car, opened up the car, sent a little girl in the back seat, no more over the age of 10 years old, pulled her out.
Police say the driver suffered a medical episode, but this isn't the first time an accident like this has happened.
This is the second time it's happened in 7 months because of this corner. It's a very dangerous corner. There was a car cop chase and the car went through the fence as well, lost control.
Milo and a number of residents on this street say something needs to be done about this intersection. They'll now be asking council to install guardrails to try and stop this from happening again. The damage to the home from the first incident only just repaired in time for Christmas. Now the family left to rebuild again.
It's very devastating on towards Christmas. And I said, we're all very upset. My wife's upset. My daughter's still very shattered.
Massilia Eiley, 9 News.
Several files relating to Jeffrey Epstein, including a photograph of President Donald Trump, have disappeared from the US Department of Justice's website. The documents were only made available yesterday. The disappearance was noted on social media by Democrats. The government is yet to respond. The Ashes will stay in Australian hands. The Aussies taking an unassailable 3-0 series win with an 82-run victory in the third test in Adelaide. The urn was retained in near record time. The goal now, a 5-0 clean sweep.
It's supposed to be cricket's greatest rivalry, but this time around...
There's the edge and there's the catch. Australia win the test match. They retain the Ashes.
The fight for the Ashes is over, barely after it began.
A few tense moments, but got it done in the end, so I think the extra few hours makes it even more satisfying.
The day didn't unfold exactly how Australia had hoped. There was an early wicket.
And takes it.
But for the first time, England showed some resistance. Set a world record run chase, they slowly chipped away.
Gone high.
And when spinner Nathan Lyon hurt his hamstring...
Oh, no.
Suddenly, Australia was concerned.
How big a moment is this?
With every run, the Barmy Army roared louder.
They are fighting hard.
The Aussies needed something special. Marnus Labuschagne delivered.
Edged. Oh, what a catch. Marnus has done it again. Take two, maybe even better.
That pitch feels like, 20 dismissals can be hard to come by, and I think Marnus created an extra couple dismissal chances there. Just amazing.
English hearts shattered. The catch kick-starting Australia's charge to victory.
Slashed away, catch taken.
The Ashes earn retained inside 11 days.
I mean, 3-0 is hugely satisfying for many reasons, but, chat before the series is how evenly poised it's going to be, and, to win it in straight sets, it doesn't get much better than that.
This Ashes couldn't have been more one-sided. It's one of the fastest series wins that we've ever seen. And it flies in the face of suggestions from English media that this Australian team is the worst in 15 years.
Obviously, it sucks. Very disappointing. I think this is our best game of cricket so far on this tour, but still not good enough.
The focus for the Aussies now, a 5-0 series whitewash.
We'll save this for a few days, and no doubt when we get closer to Boxing Day, people start thinking, okay, it would be pretty cool if we can, go up 4-0 and hopefully then in Sydney do it 5-0.
In Adelaide, Sam Jordan, 9 News.
Time now for a check of the day's weather. Hi, Belinda.
Hi, Georgie. Another summer scorcher today. Sydney sweltering through extreme heatwave conditions. Out west copping the worst of it with temperatures up to 14 degrees above the December average. Homebush, our hottest suburb, soaring to 42. Richmond also reaching the low 40s. Penrith, Badgerys Creek and Horsley Park stopping at 39. Hot days and warm nights. Overnight temperatures also well above average. The city only dropping to 23.6. That's about 6 degrees warmer than average, and then peaking at 35. Thankfully, some east-southeasterly sweeping in this afternoon, bringing some relief. A broad surface trough triggering severe thunderstorms across much of the state today. This is the latest alert from the Bureau. Heavy rainfall and damaging winds likely in that warning area over the next several hours. Those storms spreading eastwards, possibly reaching Sydney's west later this evening. I'll be back with the Christmas week forecast after sport, Georgie.
See you then. Thank you, Bill.